Right now, the Food Bank of the Rockies says they are distributing 50% more food every week than they were before the pandemic. And joining me now is Dr. Cheryl Ziegler. She's a psychologist, our 9 News parenting expert. Dr. Ziegler, thanks for being with us. And this week we have talked about the physical toll that prolonged hunger can take on the body, but there are psychological effects as well.
There are, Kim, and I'm glad we're talking about this because I think, people generally think about maybe the physical toll, but there's a huge stress and mental health toll when there's food insecurity in a household. So that starts with the parents. They have these increased stressors of having sometimes to choose between feeding their child, having housing, maybe getting transportation. And then those stressors trickle down to their attachment with their child. It trickles down to behavioral issues in children and academic performance. We see that children who have food insecurities generally have issues at school with aggression, paying attention, and even increased prevalence of ADD.
And when we talk about facing food insecurity for children, those are lasting mental health effects too, when you talk about concentration and all the other things academically, but also their development.
Absolutely. When we really look at the overall impact of food insecurity on children, we look at the different categories. We look at the attachment between parent and child. We look at their cognitive development, their social development, emotional, and also physical. So there really is a lot in terms of the cognitive development piece. That's the part where we do get very concerned about how the brain develops during the critical times of development. If they are having poor nutrition, or when they do get the food that they have that comes in consistently or maybe isn't of high quality, it does have lasting impacts on how children do in terms of their mental health. And we see increases specifically in depression and anxiety.
And you think about the parents too, because when you have stress, it's hard to hide it from your children. But for parents that are facing food insecurity, they do need to talk about this with their kids too, maybe, and so they know mom and dad aren't just stressed. What should they do?
Yeah, I think, this is a really difficult conversation, but I think it's an opportunity to model for their children that during these times they need help. They usually will need help with maybe childcare so that maybe they can go and, work another shift or get a second job. They need the child to have the understanding of, maybe they need to stay at an after school program because they're not able to go and get them there. So I think that, sometimes we want to avoid difficult conversations with children. But in this case, I think it's important to, let them have a sense that not feel scared that they're not going to get food, but that it's, mom and dad have to work extra hard to be able to get these things for you. And so everybody has to do their role. It just kind of gives the child a little sense of what's happening and what they can do to be helpful. What they can do to be helpful is to, sort of be agreeable to the after school program or, childcare by somebody else.
Yeah, and we hear those stories sometimes years down the road about how mom and dad left such a great impact during these difficult times too. So it's part about the discussion about it and not keeping it a secret. And we hope we can help some families. So thank you, Dr. Ziegler. Have a great weekend.
Thank you, you too.